Hey guys, it's the McMaster here, back with another album review, and today we're reviewing Denzel Curry, the first act of Taboo, which is Light. I'm going to be reviewing this album in three separate parts: the light, the gray, and the dark, because he's releasing it in three separate parts, and I felt like this was necessary because, well, by now the gray is out, and I do see the thematical difference. So probably I'm gonna make three separate review videos, and at the end of the dark, I'm going to recap and give my final thoughts on the whole thing and how it flows. But to start this album off, we had Taboo, the title track of the whole album, and I have to say that this track was probably one of the best intros I've heard this year because it's not a wasted track, titled intro that's just somebody talking or this sad instrumental. He really introduces the idea of the album by singing about taboo. He touches on, this woman getting molested and stuff like that and how that affects her. And I like that Denzel Curry's experimenting because in the past, his singing hasn't been that great. I mean, it's not bad singing, but you look at tracks like This Life and, it's great singing from someone like himself, but it's just we definitely see improvement right off the bat. His vocals are better, and what else can you ask for? The vocals are great. I love the eerie mood of the track. It's just all around this track has I have no complaints for it. I mean, lyrically, it really put me in the headspace, prepared me for this album. It is just great. Um, and then we move into Black Balloons with Gold Link, and when I first heard this track, I was indifferent about it, and the more I listen to it, the more I like it, but the more I dislike it as well because Denzel Curry really does bring everything on this track, and the vibe of the track is on point and everything. But the one problem with this track is Gold Link, and I thought that it would grow on me the more I listened to it, but his flow is just so amateur, and it's not good. I mean, like his verse isn't necessarily bad, but when you're put next to a rapper like Denzel Curry, you can't bring out amateur flows because Denzel Curry goes as hard as he can, and Goldlink isn't there to do it. But I do see how Goldlink fits the light part of the album, so I do give credit for that because he's a very happy rapper. If you've ever listened to his music, um, obviously his crew, his breakout hit is kind of upbeat, but his other music, or even that song that he did with Diplo, he's a very upbeat rapper. So I think that he fit in here, but he just didn't bring the full what he could have. And then you move into Cash Maniac, which this was probably the first track that I didn't really like. And Denzel Curry, he comes hard with the verses. Probably the best verse on the light part of the album, in my opinion. I really enjoyed this verse, and the hook. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce her name, but the vocals they're great. All around this track's really good, but the instrumentals, the beat is not good for me because there's he gave in to like this cliche, and I don't know who his producer is. I didn't look into it, but it's the beat. It's like it was so close to being good, but I feel like it's just missing something. It's missing something that drives the song forward. And also, uh, there's this one noise in the song that I'm really not a fan of. I don't really know anybody that is a fan of it. So I would have let this slide, if it was just a little personal thing I have. But this noise, it is just so weird. It's a noise that appears on uh, one of the songs on Chris Brown's album from 2015. I remember listening to that song, and I thought the song was great, but I couldn't listen to it because this noise was in the beat, and I don't know what to call it. It's like a little ding, high pitched. It's in I think Tron Cat by Tyler the Creator. It's just that whenever you use this noise in a beat, I really genuinely cannot listen to your song because it doesn't fit in with I know this is the light part of the album, but it doesn't fit in with Denzel Curry's dark, eerie style. Even when he's being as upbeat as can be, he's no Kyle. He's no Goldlink. He's no Chance the Rapper. He's not a happy rapper. He's just making lighter music compared to himself. You know what I mean? Like a song like Kurt Cobain or Clout Cobain, my bad, is that's part of the Gray album, and that song is not light at all. That song's very dark. You look at songs like Perks, that's dark. So as a rapper for Denzel Curry, I don't think that this fits him. And even if it did, this beat instrumental did fit him a little bit better. I still dislike it. So that's my biggest complaint for this track. Other than that, this track is really great sound, and so far we're 3 for 3 on Denzel Curry delivering great verses, um, bringing his all, and really hitting hard with the subject matter. And then the light act ends with Sumo, which was a track we've been familiar with for quite some time now, and I'm a personal fan of this track. I love this track ever since the first time I heard it, and I listen to it frequently. Um, and I enjoy that Denzel Curry is just kind of being fun here, because I mean he doesn't throw his lyrical ability out the window, but I think that this is a perfect ending to the Light album, just as Taboo was the perfect introduction to this album, because as Taboo really puts you in the headspace for the subject matter and sets the tone for the whole album, this song really is the embodiment of Light, because it's such a happy and upbeat song, but without being happy and upbeat at all. It is it's like a dark trap banger, but it's so upbeat in the most mysterious way, and I love it because there's this just abusive bass where it just crashes in without you know no forgiveness whatsoever. I love it, and the siren sounding beat is just so aggressive and in your face, but without being dark, and it's really just fantastic. And to top it all off, he finishes the beat with just this beautiful couple verses. And I mean, they're not the best Denzel Curry verses, don't get me wrong. Like, he's definitely had better, but he didn't need to do better for this track to be amazing. Would I have preferred a harder Denzel Curry verse, like a ULT verse or Naughty Head verse, something like really hard? Yes, but no doubt this track is amazing, and I think it's a great segue. So we ended on a nice banger for Light, and now as the Gray, which I have given one quick listen. I got to go back and do more. That review will probably be coming out tomorrow. Um, it's just now we're ready for the next part, and I do believe that the dark part of the album is coming out tonight. So if you haven't listened to the Light, the Gray, or the Dark, definitely start right now. I'll have a link to the Light part in the description. It is amazing, and if you like Denzel Curry or you don't, it is just worth your while. Denzel Curry is a great rapper, makes great music, and I think that this is probably one of his strongest, most well-rounded pieces so far. Might not be my favorite, but I respect the improvement. And on that note, for Act 1, I'm feeling um, probably a good 7. Probably the only thing holding it back was that one track. So, other than that, it was fantastic. And yeah, so that's Denzel Curry's Light. Make sure you subscribe to see more. Leave a comment about what you'd like me to review next, or any music discussions you want to have. Something's going on. I'd love to talk about it. And yeah, see you tomorrow to review Gray. I'm excited. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and see ya.